Hello everyone. Game Bouncer here with the first podcast of the Game Show Roundtable. Today we are doing Deal or No Deal with two co-hosts. Let them introduce themselves.
Hello, everyone. My name is Leaf Apollo. I am a somewhat denizen of the game show community, a quiet one at that. I've been on at least one before, and Deal or No Deal, big favorite of mine, so I'm eager to talk about this.
Hello, everyone. I'm Animation Fan 04. I'm the one that made the very popular Top 5 Chase wins of 2013. And I've been a huge fan of game shows, any kind of game show for the longest time. But Deal or No Deal is one of my personal favorites. It's a childhood favorite of mine.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess we can just talk about Deal or No Deal. Okay, so what is everyone's experience here, Deal or No Deal? I guess, watching it, or what do you think of it? Just off the top of your head, do you have any?
Okay, yeah, I watched Deal or No Deal quite a bit back when I was still in elementary school. I forget. Let me see. When did this show first come on? I forget.
2005 to 2009.
First of 2005.
So I was in 4th grade when I was watching it. I just needed
Same.
So
yeah,
and it was funny because back when I was still younger, I had a little old grayscale TV with the old dials. That's how I would watch it. I would at least still be able to get NBC on it, and
yeah,
I would watch it throughout the nights when I wasn't supposed to be. I was supposed to be in bed at the time, so I did get in trouble for watching it. But you know what? Who cares?
I guess I'll go next. I grew up GSN reruns. You go on GSN and then that just exposes you to a lot of things. I watched a lot of GSN reruns of this because this is the one show on GSN where, besides Family Feud, because they rerun that God knows how many times on GSN. This is the other show that it would be consistent enough, but it wouldn't be rerun heavy.
Right.
And I think watching this on GSN was interesting, to say the least. And now they've 5 years ago they started a YouTube channel on it, and they put all the episodes on there. It was very interesting to see. But yeah, that's how I got into Deal or No Deal. And I think it's a good show. I just think, it's good to introduce to someone who would never watch a game show. You're just what's a game show? Well, Deal or No Deal.
And I guess from my experience on the show, on watching it, well, when the show came out, I was still a toddler, so I haven't watched it back in 2005. But I remember I used to watch it a lot, I guess on the GSN reruns when I was 9 or 10 years old. And I think that it's what you said, Jay. It's if you were ever to show people the world of game shows, I feel this would be the first example of doing that. It's a very simple game show, and ever since Deal or No Deal has been now shown more on Pluto TV, I've been actually binging all the episodes 2 years ago, and I really I think that was for a while. It was my favorite game show, actually. It was, I think, before Minute to Win it became my favorite, but before that it was Deal or No Deal.
Yeah, I would agree to that. What I would say is what I do is I end up watching some of the episodes, and then I end up fast forwarding through a lot of the stuff, and then I'm okay, and then I'm I need to rewatch this, and I'm ready to rewatch it. I'm why am I rewatching this so many times? Because I know how it ends, and I'm just
because it's good.
Yeah,
exactly. And you're I can't tell you how many times I've rewatched the Thorpe episode, the episode with Thorpe as Schnoll. That's that he's my favorite contestant on the show, in my opinion.
Yeah. And oh no, you can continue.
But I'll let you guys explain. Continue, because I hope I'm not getting you guys off track.
Oh no.
Oh no, you're fine. You're totally fine.
Cool.
We're fine. We'll be here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we should explain the game. Okay, so there's 26 cases, each with a different amount of money. Do know that one case is holding $1 million, all the way down to a penny. And here's the thing: you are guaranteed to win something on Deal or No Deal. You cannot leave with nothing. That's the good thing. The bad news is how much you could potentially blow it.
Yeah, penny's practically nothing.
Yeah,
and I'd say probably even $5 is nothing too as well.
It's something.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that because, like, if you look at like other game shows, other really cheap game shows, even like the lowest price on the cheapest game shows are like $8 at least, which is, I think, kind of a little laughable in my opinion personally. That's just me.
I mean, there's got to be at least some sort of a joke prize, right?
You can say you won something. You can say you won something on this show, and say you were the lowest game show winner of all time. But to be a winner, you have to win something.
Goodbye.
Well, I mean, that's what people like Cheryl Jackson did on the show. She like took advantage of being the worst player of all time on the show.
I mean, like she made the most of her opportunity. I think we can chalk it up to that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Wait, was that the girl with like $1, $5?
Yeah, like she was excited over $5.
He turned down $172,000 and ended up with $5 in her case. She was like one of the first contestants on the show, I think. Well,
$5.
Yeah.
Anyway,
$5.
Okay, I guess. Let's continue. Yeah, so you pick a case, and we could just open your case, but no,
there's no game.
We're gonna freaking open the rest of the cases, and I'll be honest, that music is slapping. Okay, and I don't know. Let's say you pick 18. I saw a lot of 18 picked in season 4 for some reason, but whatever. So you pick your case, and then you could just open it, but instead, wait, what's in this case? The way to find out what's in your case is not by opening it. You have to open the other cases.
Whatever in those cases is not in your case.
Exactly.
Yeah. Said it better. Okay. Yeah, and then basically, at some point, the banker will call and make an offer to buy your case. And, like, there's a lot, and this is where it gets interesting. And this is why it's popular, because we see people turn down lots of money, and they keep saying, it's a guarantee. It's a guarantee. It's not necessary. Yes, it is a guarantee, but turning it down is not. When people turn down this money, everyone says it's great.
Yeah, like, what the hell are you doing?
And we're going to spend a lot of time on this, but I think we need to set the stage first. And I think a good example would be, let's say, what's a good game? Can you guys think of any games that are like...
The Chase? You were talking about game shows, right? Game shows are...
No, I was talking about like deal or no deal games that ended like the greed and all that. Like, the banker,
Yeah, I think I got a good idea for one. Which one was it? There was like it was, his name was Brooke Leach. I was thinking of the one that liked beer and that like turned down 147,000.
Oh, is that the guy that liked Lisa? Like,
I think so. And like it was like the one where like all the briefcase model ladies were like coming down to sit with him while he was
right. Now I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about. I saw that.
I thought of another example. I got another example.
One like $10.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I have a really good example. So Anka Todoric. I'm gonna go to my.
God!
I'm gonna go to my supercut really fast.
Oh God!
Well, I'm gonna go to my supercut. While we wait, I can talk about it. But yeah, basically, she had like $1 million and like some other big amounts, and then what ends up happening. So I think if you have a safety net, you should keep going.
Right. Of course.
And even then. But what's considered a safety net can vary.
Yeah.
If you have 750 and $1 million, 750K and $1 million is your safety net, that's good. You can keep going and stomach the hit of either of those hits.
Right.
Because the next biggest amount isn't that much lower. If it's something like $1 million and $300,000, that's different because the drop of the offer will be much lower if you hit the $1 million.
Right.
And you have to think about it.
Right. Exactly.
And a lot of people are like, oh, well, you should just keep going until you have one big amount left. And it's not necessarily that you're going to drive because you have to think about your next highest amount because you have to think worst case scenario.
Right.
I think that's... And you have to think about, can I stomach this drop? Can I physically live with myself if the offer drops this much? Like, and I think people will just think, oh, well, I just got to avoid the landmine. It's like, it's not that simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can talk about it.
I mean, I think though, while we're on the subject of like landmines and stuff, I think like the biggest landmine though, because like I did mention Brooke a few minutes ago. I think the biggest landmine or the biggest drop ever was I think this guy named Richie Bell. He had like $400,000 as an offer. There was like $1 and $1 million. He said no deal. The dollar was in his case.
Oh, I do remember that one. Oh,
okay, yeah. He had 7 $1 million cases, $1 million mission. Season 4. He had a $603,000 offer. He had 2 He had a 2 out of 3 shot at getting $1 million. He turned that down. I think that was fine. A lot of people called him an idiot, greedy, but that was fine. Statistically, he still had a buffer because the offer, because like we saw him knock out the $1 million, right? We saw him turn down $603,000, and and he knocked out $1 million, and the offer dropped, but it was still an okay offer, right? Mm-hmm. And then he should take that because there's no more safety net. It swings too wildly.
Of course,
right? And of course, he says no deal. He goes for the $1 million. He gets it all.
Yeah.
But we have to talk about something, and we have to talk about something, and it's very prevalent when you watch Deal or No Deal, and you read the comments, and you read everything. It's always the outcome that gets people saying greed or no guts. It's always the outcome. It's never in hindsight because they always just think about it from the outcome that happened, and they don't think about what could have happened because the way the game played out, it's chance. Like in the end of the day, it's about whether you're willing to take a chance,
right?
Because a lot of people will say, "Oh, this person was greedy. Greed makes you bleed," and all this stuff. And yes, sometimes it seems like greed, but at the end of the day, so like a good example is it was like this UK version. Okay. So let's say I need like $100,000. I don't know what's a good example. I don't know how much things cost, but like let's say you need a certain amount of money to buy a car or I guess a house.
Yeah, $100,000 you would go for a house.
Yeah, let's say you go for a house. You need $1 million for the house, and you say 400 or like, and you have like really bad board, and you have like $750 and like $1, and you say $300,000 not going to buy me this house. I'm going for the $750,000. And you take a chance on that. That's not necessarily greed. That's just you don't think $300,000 is
enough.
Yeah, utility. Yeah. So a big concept that comes up is utility. Is how much, because a millionaire is not going to need $100,000. A poor family is going to need $100,000.
Right.
Well, there's a difference there. And a lot of people say it's not greed. It's just how much money is that useful. How much money is useful to them? To me, greed is when you put your children's life on the line and you say, I'm going to say no deal to take a risk, get a ton of money. And you say, and I think Howie Mandel said it best when this girl, like this, it was like the Eskimo girl or the really popular Eskimo. Yeah. She's like, you don't gamble with your children's life.
Yeah. And
you don't gamble money with your children's life.
And trust me,
or like,
I've dealt with gamblers before. Like I actually used to host like a casino-esque game show, and I get like people like say, "Hey, I'm gambling like my children's like stuff." There, I'm like, Broham, I really hope you're joking because you really should not be saying that stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's also kind of funny. It's kind of funny we all bring this up too because it's like my aunt of all people, because like I sometimes watch this show with my aunt, and she's all like. So like, oh my God, they took the deal. They should have stayed till the end. And I'm all like, okay. When in actuality, I'm like, no, that's not what I would have done.
Yeah.
I'm just saying because we're talking about gambling, and I think that like the problem is that like you could have a poor family member play the show, and they could still keep saying no deal because they have like a gambling addiction. Like that's the thing. Gambling addictions are still a problem here in America. So, it happens.
Yeah, I will say that. To reiterate, what I just wanted to say is that when I said Heidi Klum, she took the deal because she did not want to risk because she had children and she had a family to support. And that's why, she should have taken the deal because it's a lot of money and that can help her family very much.
Exactly. I would have done
she doesn't need to be risking it.
Yeah, I of course would have to say that too because like $202,000 was I think like the money she got from there, and it's like that's like a lot of money to provide for your children, and like you can't really throw it all away if you go one more. So you probably should. This is perfect for 2 children. I feel like I don't know like the poverty level in like Alaska for 2 kids or something, but I would have to assume it's it's probably enough to at least have them thrive. Everyone thrive in family.
And I think that's a reason because we see the supporters and like, because obviously this is like a show that introduced the supporter mechanic, and I'm like, it's a very good mechanic and it's a very bad mechanic at the same time. And it's
I can understand where you're going with this because, sub stories and, no.
Yeah, and all that fun stuff. But I think another part of it is sometimes the supporters are the greedy ones, sometimes the contestant is the greedy one, and it's literally about everyone wanting to play the game the way they want it to.
Right.
But it's also like, before you go on, I think you need to have some, like, with people close to you, you need to have some sort of level of, I'm playing for myself, or I'm playing for my family, or I'm playing, who are you playing for, and
Yeah. Like, why are you there?
what is, yeah, like, why are you there? Because a lot of people and a lot of supporters get stuck on this notion of, well, we need the $1 million. And it's like, and like the contestant might want to take the deal, and it's like, we should take the deal. And the contestant is like, I think, and then the supporters are like, no deal. And we saw that with Richie Bell a lot, where it was like, because his mom wasn't in the supporter crowd, you know, she kind of got shut out. Yeah. I guess we can move on to the point you were saying. Well, actually, I guess I can combine these next two. So the banker, you know. So I guess the point of the banker is to lose as little money as possible and to manipulate the dealer in a way where they make bad decisions, basically. Right. And he also lowballs the offers a lot. His offers are expected value, but they're a percentage of the expected value. And that can vary throughout the game. Later in the game, it swings more wildly, obviously, because there are less values and more landmines.
I have a question, actually.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about expected value, you're talking about like the expected value of like the actual case, right?
Well, it's the board. So like, if you were to take all, so like an example, so like at the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning of the game, if you add up all the values and then divide them by 26, it's like 100,000 something.
Okay.
So like an example is like, I have 3 cases left. It's 1,500,000 and like a penny.
Oh,
so
okay.
It would be like 1.5 million divided by 3, so it'd be like 500,000 would be the expected. So you'd expect to get an offer of 500,000. But what the banker does is he doesn't give you an offer of 500,000. He gives you an offer of like 300, 400,000 because he needs you to, because
he's trying to get you out as little as possible.
Yeah.
So you know, he would make an offer that's much smaller than the average amount in the cases.
Yeah. And a lot of people, they get, and a lot of people I see sometimes are like, well, if it's not mathematically sound to take the offer, you shouldn't take the offer. And it's like, that's not, again, it's utility. It's how much the money means to you. And also, another thing is, if, let's say, okay, so I think a good example, it was a game I just watched. So it was like $50, $75, $500,000, $1 million. And what ends up happening, so she had like a $275,000 offer. She knocked out $500,000, and the offer went down because of that. So it's also based on your momentum in the game. I know I'm kind of getting sidetracked, but it's based on your momentum in the game. So if you keep hitting big numbers, your offer is going to go down, even if like let's say like you keep the million in for like the entirety of the game, but you keep hitting all the other big numbers, your offer is still going to go down regardless, because you're not hitting low numbers, and like when you because your luck is turning basically, and we see that a lot, like your luck is turning, or you know, that sort of thing.
Right. And I think I know exactly who you were talking about when you were talking about, like, you know, the $500,000, the million, and the $200. I think you're talking about the teacher, Tracy. Tracy Wilson was the one.
Yeah, she had a safety net, and then she knocked it out, and then she had to take the deal, because the volatility of that board was, if I hit the million, I go home with nothing. And we see so many, and I see and I see 3 cases a lot. A lot of people go home where there's 3 cases left because there's just no safety net, and it's really volatile. 4 cases and 3 cases, that's tough. That's where it gets volatile. Yeah. It's volatile. The board is so volatile at that point, where it's where one case it just swings it so far in the other direction. Like it swings it towards the best game ever, or it swings it towards
absolute
the worst
disaster. Yeah.
Yeah, or it swings it towards where you have to take the deal.
Right.
Yeah, 4 case swings it to 4 case. I think swings it towards whether you have to take the deal or not. 3 case swings it towards whether you win or you lose.
Yeah.
Or whether, or again, whether you have to take the deal or not if you have two big numbers.
Yeah, well, I mean, we could obviously be going all day with like, when people take the deal, but I think that usually the normal thing, at least from what I found from like the first season or the second season, it's like usually you would leave when there's like 4 or 3 cases left, and that would be it.
Yeah. Yeah, and the banker offers more later in the game just because he wants you to go home because he's scared, and he does think you're like he like starts to think you do have like the big bucks, so he starts to like
want that.
Yeah, you need to sell this. Like, okay, so I think we should move on from the offers and the banker. Well, I'm not gonna move on from the banker, but I will move on from the offers and everything.
Yeah,
but his job is also to manipulate the dealer in a way. So like because we've seen him, he taunts people, he makes people say no. Like I remember a line in Richie Bell's game. So like it was one of his supporters was like, "You came to bust him, and you've done it one more time." And like everyone started chanting one more time. And it's like your job is not to be the banker. You're there to win money. It's a false narrative that's constructed by the show. Because in a way, yes, if you make a good deal, you have won in a way. But it's like
you would still at least be doing the bare minimum of winning if you still go away with some money instead of no money.
Yeah, like if you go home with money, like that's a win in your book.
Right.
Yeah.
To the banker, winning is you leaving with a little bit of money and like him getting like a really good case.
Or selling out early when you should have kept going.
Yeah, basically.
And I mean like that's the thing here too, because like there's also like a bunch of like $1 million sellouts, but I mean all in all, I feel like some of these, like for instance, like the General Hugh Neisler, rest in peace to him. It's like he may have taken the deal at $99,000 and the $1 million was in his case, but I mean like you'd rather have money than potentially knocking out your $1 million, which you don't even know about.
Yeah,
the way I look at things is that I'd rather walk away with money than walk away with record-breaking money, because breaking records nice, but that's not my purpose.
Right.
Yeah, like there's 2 games going on when one game really shouldn't exist.
Yeah, like,
but they have to frame it in a way where it feels like there's 2 games going on. One game is you're trying to win money, the other game is you're trying to like beat the banker, but like you don't have to beat the banker, you just have to win a lot of money.
Right.
Yeah, I mean like it's not like you're gonna lose money for losing against the banker. You're still gonna go home with whatever money you were offered. Just
now you might feel bad, but it's not. It's still gonna be a lot of money.
Yeah, it's still a lot of money for the most part. Maybe sometimes, not always, but sometimes.
Okay, so we're really gonna go. Okay, I made 3 videos that show this game can be played very, very fast.
Yes,
it can be played very, very fast, and we talk about Millionaire having a lot of impact on this world, but if Deal or No Deal had one impact, it is Deal or No Deal syndrome, and it is not fun. But there are banker challenges, there are gimmicks, there are twists, there's a deal wheel. Can you guys name off any more? $1 million mission, higher top prize.
Yeah, like double deal, like stuff like that.
Yeah, double deal. Double deal is really fun. Actually.
Oh yeah, you don't see them often, but if you get a double deal, I mean, like it's still the same game, and I feel like
your offers are double expected value. They doubled.
That and also don't even get me started on those special edition ones too, where they like give like $6 million as the top prize, or $5 million too, $3 million.
If I ever get on Deal or No Deal, my goal is $1 million.
Well, I mean, I think they tried, and that shit might have sailed at this point, because now they have this freaking Deal or No Deal Island nonsense. I'm trying not to swear here, but
one can only hope. But
Yeah, well, I mean, the only real benefit we got from the whole Deal or No Deal Island crap was the fact, part of my friends, but the only thing we got from that was just like a $5.8 million win for playing the ballsiest Deal or No Deal game yet. But I mean, like, that's like just like one moment out of like 26 other stuff that are just I don't care about.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just like only one diamond in a sea of mediocrity.
Yeah, like a freaking
it's a reality show. They combined Survivor and Deal or No Deal, and they said it's a reality show. It's a game show. I don't know what it is.
I think
it's a competition. competition show.
It's a competition, but like, did it need to be blended like that? Like,
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Well, I mean, it's practically just a matter. I mean, it's just practically a matter of just like trying to mix two things into one. But like, really, you're just only focusing more on a reality show because the game show aspect doesn't play until the final episode. That's it. So you get 90. So you get 90% reality stuff and only 10% of the game show stuff.
Yeah. Which is why it's like a bit of a turnoff.
Yeah, so really quick on the island, when they play Deal or No Deal episode, it's to build the prize pot for the final episode. So it's not like you can try and play for like the big money, but it's not. But your survival in the game isn't dependent on that. And I hate the way they do it because you have to make a good deal, or like there's some other, or you have to have like the high amount in your case out of the final two values, and that's like
right.
It's so not because like it's almost like bad to knock out the low ones because now you're making it harder, somewhat on yourself. But I don't know. It's a weird thing.
It is weird, but at least I'll be a little. But I can be a little bit grateful, and at least be grateful that we got probably the craziest contestant we've ever seen in any of these game shows. The real gambler of the house, David.
Yeah. Okay, really quickly, I really want to get to the filler and the padding, but
let's keep going.
Yeah, I really want to just. What do you guys think of the counter offer? Just
really quickly. Yes. I was actually about to ask about that. The counter offer. In retrospect, I don't like that it replaced the switching cases at the end because I feel like that was a much more interesting factor.
I don't think it replaced it. They just got rid of it for the sake of.
Well,
I don't know.
Let's just say, for example, let's just say for benefit of the doubt, they replaced it with the counter offer.
Yeah.
Right? It's an interesting mechanic, like putting the game in the banker's hands. Like, and if the banker, of course, still has that factor of manipulating the game. If you're going to try to play his game, you kind of need to think like him or whoever the banker is, him or her, they, them, who cares? And I definitely know that the counter offers, they've worked like every now and then. I remember one lady, I think, got a cool $500,000 out of it when her case had 400 grand. So
let's talk about that one.
And like, it wasn't like too big of a jump from what she was originally offered. Like, this was 425 grand. So like, I think she played that counter offer exceptionally well. Like, not going too high.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because if the banker can't get a win, he wants a net loss of like really low.
Right. Low. And
but she had two big numbers, and one of the big numbers was lower than the offer, but it wasn't too much lower. It was like $1,400,000
and $100. Yeah, and $100. Yep. And then
so she'll take.
Yeah. So she would ultimately, not lose out on.
And if she rejects the counter, she's forced to play on. It's not like it just goes back to the original offer. Like, she's forced.
Yeah, she's forced to keep going, which could be what the banker wants after all. Like.
Yeah, but if she opens the 100 or 400,000, she's going to be forced to make a much
bigger offer, and that happened, I think, one time with another man who got rejected by the banker and proceeded to clear the entire left side of the board.
Yeah. I think the reason she took it is because she did not want a Michelle Falco situation where she was going to have to offer like a ridiculous amount of
right.
But
I think my thoughts on the counter offer. I mean, like, I actually kind of disagree with you, Leaf Paulo. I think that the counter offer is, I think, a much more interesting idea than the whole swapping cases, because I think it just makes it more intense, and it kind of encourages more of a risk. And personally, I said before that gambling addictions are a thing, but I feel like it just makes it a little more tense. And intensity is cool sometimes.
I mean, like, I understand, like, they got rid of one thing. I'm trying to think of what if they had kept both switching cases and the counter offer.
Well, they might make a revival in the year 2028. If they made the one in 2018, they might do one in 2028. Yeah. And then maybe they might use both of them.
Would Howie still do it, though, is the question.
Well, I guess we'll have to ask Howie then.
We'll have to ask Howie deal or no.
The producers. Howie, I'm sorry.
Howie Mandel.
Howie do it.
Deal or no deal?
Oh, good Lord.
We'll ask the producers then. We'll ask the producers.
Yes.
Okay. Before I begin, did any of you see the freaking sketch comedy series that Howie did called Howie Do It? Because he was always in disguise and
I think I heard of it. I haven't actually.
It was around the time when Deal or No Deal was so popular too. And like I never saw any episodes, but I saw like a lot of like trailers or like a couple different segments, and every time Howie revealed himself, it was just so. I can't stop. I needed to watch it. I missed out. I really missed out on that. I was so enamored on the game show, I forgot about the freaking other stuff he did.
Well, I mean, like, you know, there's that, but then there's also that whole Bobby's World cartoon that he did in the 90s, which I think
when he had hair.
When he had hair, yeah, I know. Even crazier when Jimmy Neutron is also part of it as well. Debbie Berry. Jimmy Neutron is like plays Jackie, I think. That's just what I heard from online.
Now that I don't know about, but all right, I'll take your word for it.
Yep. Well, you probably should. I never told
Yes, thank you. I will.
Yeah. So I think. Oh wait. So for me, the counter offer is a bit. If you counter too low, what will happen is she'll reject it because she's not like, oh well, you should just take in the deal if it was going to be that low. If you go too high, she's going to be like, no way. You need to go somewhere in the middle where it's a bit above what you're at, but it can't be, because what's going to happen is if you say no deal and like let's say it's one case, that's just going to be your next offer if you go really high.
Mm-hmm.
If you go a bit lower than what your next offer is, she might take it, but I don't know. We should get to the phone padding because I'm really... Yeah, let's get to the phone padding. Because this... Banker challenges, and I said it already, but like, banker challenges, twists, winner take all, like... This game can be done really fast. I think Season 1, they had it down. Season 2, they had it down too. It was a bit slower, but it was fine. Season 2, they could like do twists, and it wouldn't like drag the game out.
Right.
Yeah, Season 3, I think, is when they started to lose it because they started to just obsess over the million, and
because nobody was winning it.
Yeah, but once they got the $1 million winner, it crashed, and like it crashed. I think.
Right.
No one started. That's why it got canceled in Season 4 because they got the $1 million winner. And everyone was done. They got two.
It's like as soon as the $1 million winner's on, it's like, what's the point anymore, right? Like, I mean,
like,
you got
they could have made
winner.
a permanent. Yeah, they could have double dealed it.
What are you gonna do now? Like, do double deals for the rest of this show's run?
Yeah, or like 2 million. Like they did do a 2 million, but
they did. But it was on special occasions, though.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, no one's gonna have the guts anymore to like turn down $1 million offers, or like the offers are just gonna get so high so fast that it's gonna be impossible. Like, it was hard to get $1 million winner. How do you think you're gonna get a $2 million winner if no one has even guts to like? Because Jessica got really lucky, but like,
yeah,
how are you gonna get $2 million?
Well, probably the only way is if they do another deal and don't do a special edition where they have the top case be 10 million, like like the David thing. I'm sorry, I'm laughing, but like, I mean, like that's probably the only way. That's probably the only way you could actually nudge someone to go after 2 million if you make the top case value way higher than you would ever expect it to be. That's the only way, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I guess there's just so many twists in Deal or No Deal, and sometimes I think it's too much, and I'm like, this is why I fast forward through all the shows, but I'm always like, the concept is intriguing, so you have to stay. It's so intriguing that you have to stay no matter what crap they pull. I'm sorry for this one, but you guys can swear if you want, but just keeping notice. Oh.
I mean, I've got really nothing much to say. I mean, like,
yeah. Because this show appealed to a lot of casual people, and that's why it was so popular. I think like 50 million, they said in Season 1. Like,
they said 50 million people played, I think. 50 million tuned into the first like week of the show, the pilot season, as I call it.
Yeah.
So I heard that the game show, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just wanted to say, I just heard that like the game show, I heard that Deal or No Deal, like, was greenlit more episodes after the first 5 episodes, and that's where they moved into a new set at the start of the episode where there was Peter Montesanti. So technically, I kind of call the first 5 episodes the pilot season with quotes.
Like Deal or No Deal. I mean, Minute 20 had like a pilot week too, where it was just
with the 8 episodes. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then they
like the models and like the weird stuff.
Yeah,
I'll say that. But what I would say with Deal or No Deal is, it rubs a lot of classic people the wrong way, not because of the show itself, but because of what it has done to and I'm gonna move into our last segment here, which is contribution to the game show universe. But what it has done to modern game shows cannot be understated. Like, it has filled it with sometimes nonsense, sometimes good stuff, sometimes interesting things, all kinds of things.
Oh boy!
And sometimes people want that, and sometimes people don't want that. And the core games community has really been
your main focus.
It's not that they hate it. It's just they think. I do think the core games community does like this show. It's just this show has changed game shows in a lot of ways because it has made it where game shows feel they need to stretch things out. They need to wait until the break. They need to stretch it out, and they need to,
right.
Right. I mean,
you have
like,
any thoughts on that?
I mean, like, I do have thoughts on it. I just think that, like, you could kind of call this the first, how do I say it? The first fluff game show.
Yes.
Where, like, half of it is, like, filler and the other half's, like, them playing the game. And I mean, like, I did watch, like, a few older game shows, and I mean, like, you could argue that when like the host interacts with the contestants, but you could argue that's like fluff, but it's not like it takes like half of the episode's runtime.
Yeah,
right. It's like say a quarter or an eighth, like from the 70s or the 80s or the 90s. But like this is where they start taking up like 50% of it.
Right.
Yeah, because what ends up happening is they meet the contestant beginning of the game, they have a theme for the game, and then they run with that, and they use the banker challenges and all that to make that the theme of the game. Like, oh, you don't like pretzels? We're going to dump a bunch of pretzels on you. Like, they just have to run with some story for every contestant. And the number one thing I tell people is, I wouldn't turn down that much money. Well, that's why they don't cast you, because you don't turn down ridiculous amounts of money.
Right.
Or you're not a risk taker. Or you need to have just it's not, you don't necessarily be risk taker, but you have to have some story. But that's casting. So casting can be casting.
Yeah, trust me, I've dealt with plenty of casting companies before. So
yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? I'm kind of ready to.
Well, I mean, I guess the other thing we could talk about is maybe perhaps like say outside those $1 million winners, we could talk about like the other big winners on the show. Michelle Falco, Kimberly Chastain, Maddie Selena, Brittany Luzwender. Well, I don't know how to say her last name, and then Thorpe Chenol.
Luzader, actually, or is that what
something like that?
Yeah, we could probably talk about like those like other big winners besides the $1 million.
Right, because it doesn't take $1 million to like change somebody's life. Sure, the million is there, but as we mentioned earlier, it's like how much like realistically do you want to win? Like, and when you have it, like I would say, at that point, just settle with it, because at that point you've accomplished what you wanted to do. Gosh. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like any other notable names from the show that I remember. I don't.
Well, there's Cindy Purgeon. I've actually spoken to her. Her husband, Mike, actually, who was in the cheering section of Cindy Purgeon's episode. I did speak to him before, and I've spoken to Peter Montesanti before too.
All right.
Yeah, those were like people that I don't know if you know those guys, Alifa Paul, but like they won like $359,000 and $407,000 on the show.
Yeah, no, I don't remember names. Sadly.
Oh, that's okay. I'm just good
at the biggest winner in a regular game. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's just what I do. I remember names because I make stats on these game shows all the time.
I mean, good for you. Fun. Like I see your compilations. I can never do that. I would have to like rely on muscle memory because like I'm more of like a showman rather than a historian. So
yeah.
Well, I mean, it's called being overly passionate and getting sucked into it. This whole thing is like a vortex of me getting into this knowledge and stuff on doing this whole stuff. That's why I come this far making these compilations.
I mean, good for you. Honestly,
it's just muscle memory at this point.
Honestly,
and I try to resolve conflicts and connect people and have these fun event things and game show community fun and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. That's why we're doing this. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess I'll wrap it up. But Deal or No Deal has had quite the event, and I wanted to start with this just to set the stage because this show it can be described it's ups and downs, like it's everything. Like game shows, they made it into like Deal or No Deal has everything a game show could potentially have.
Right.
And it's the scope of what we're doing here. That's like Do or No Deal just encompasses it very interestingly, and as we delve into like the more interesting, maybe more niche game shows, it'll be interesting to see how where Fluff comes up or where certain aspects of maybe like a villain persona. I don't know. Because yeah, I don't know. But before we leave, do you guys want to say anything?
Really not much, except thank you so much for having me.
Well, I would also say thanks for having me too, and to I guess probably anyone who will be watching this on YouTube when they get the chance.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to YouTube, right?
Yes, we'll be on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm just going to say to anyone on YouTube who's interested in more Deal or No Deal videos, I have a Deal or No Deal video on my channel on the top 5 weakest sellouts in Deal or No Deal history. So if anyone want to watch it, just click on my channel and
shameless plug.
Well, I do allow game show shoutouts, and I think that'll be ours for this week.
All right,
that counts.
Yep.
But I will. So I guess, that will be it for Deal or No Deal this week, and next week, or next time, anyways, we will be joined by Animation Fan 04 again for The Chase on GSN. And many trivia legends started there because GSN was in a hole. They were deep down buried in early 2010s, minutes when it had just happened. And The Chase saved them big time.
Yeah, The Chase was GSN at its prime, in my opinion. Fight me on the side of the street all you want. It's its prime. That's my...
It saved them.
Yeah.
It saved them.
It's their peak. It's their magnum opus, in my opinion.
Yeah, because there was a lot of complaints about, like, GSN has started moving in a reality show direction. I don't even remember them. They aired Dancing with the Stars, like, what the heck? They aired Dancing with the Stars? Whatever. I don't know. They aired Dancing with the Stars for some reason on 2012. Because 2012 is where I got my start with GSN, so I think that's a good place to go.
Yeah.
And, The Chase, we have James Holzhauer, we have Muffy Morocco, we have how many, Corey Anatato on there, too. We have so many game show people and trivia people that really got their start here, and it really allowed the quiz genre to expand, and it really allowed these people to get on more game shows later on, because as we will see, James is on a bunch of game shows after The Chase. Muffy is on a bunch of game shows like around the same time as The
Raj
Chase.
is too. Raj Dawalia too. I think he's he won 125,
yes.
The most money in GSN history, I think.
And he was on Jeopardy.
But that is a topic for next week.
Yeah.
Yes, next week, join us for The Chase, where GSN revives, I don't know, their bottomless pit that they were going into. But yes, that will be it for this podcast. And of course, if you want to see more content like this, just drop a like. That will be it for this week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Peace.
Peace out.
Wait.